Hi there, my name is Andrew Campbell, and this is my final presentation video for my LTEC 5510 course project. So we will start with a brief overview of the project, what my subject matter is, what it covers, and then we'll continue on with an examination of the course design itself and how it all works. So just a real brief overview, which can actually kind of be seen here in the home page, which our users will, when they log in, this is the first thing that they'll see. The name of the course I've created is The Forgotten Revolution. The course covers German history essentially from the start of the modern period all the way up until the rise of Hitler and the Nazi Party. An emphasis is placed upon the conditions that created Germany, the nation's participation in World War I, and subsequent revolution caused by it. The course is intended to be a MOOC, and thus aims to provide a lot of basic details about German history. We are assuming that the person enrolled in this course knows very little about German or Western history. The audience is intended to be an undergraduate student who's discovering German history, the German language, or anyone who's really just very interested in German history or Western history. So because of this, we provide a lot of background content. We're not assuming that you know a lot here. So the course contains a number of quizzes and tests to check for mastery of the content, as well as discussions in which the learners will constructively work together to construct knowledge out of the raw material that is provided by the course. And lastly, there's going to be a case study due at the very end of the course to be graded by supplemental instructors. The case study is a very important part of the course, and we'll be discussing that a little bit more when we go through the course design. So the course design, of course, the course begins at the home page, Welcome. The learner will see Welcome, Forgotten Revolution 5510, and the learner will be able to navigate the entire course pretty much from this home page right here. They're going to obviously start from start here. They can also jump to Module 2, Module 3, or Module 4, or the individual discussions, the weekly discussions. They'll be able to jump to there from this page right here, or they'll be able to jump to the assessments. And if they specifically want to look at the rubric and the case study page where they'll be able to turn in the case study, they will be able to do it here. So let's just go ahead and kind of jump in with start here as if we were a student. So we select start here, and the student will be greeted by the course intro and instructions. The learner will read this and get a sense of the expectations for the course. It says right here the MOOC will last a total of 8 weeks from start to finish, consisting of 4 modules, 2 modules per week. And in our course intro, we also have a reference to our files under the navigation page, our left side navigation page. If we want to see any of the rubrics for the assignments or the grading breakdown, we can simply go to Files. And from there we see our case study. This is where we can review the case study, what we have to do for that. And again, that'll be due at the end of the 8 weeks. The discussion rubric, how we are expected to conduct ourselves and the expectations overall for the discussions. And also the syllabus, which very important that the students see the syllabus. From there, they can see short description, which we already talked about, the learning goals, the activities, and how they connect to the goals. Our grading breakdown percentage-wise is very important. What kind of grades they can expect, and also with required materials, recommended readings, so on and so forth. And also, just in case they would like to see the references used, here's a complete list of references for all the materials that were gathered from the interwebs and then amalgamated for this course. So returning home to our home page, And the course kind of acts like a book, meaning that we're going to flip to the page on our right. So the learner will click next from the home page and see immediately kind of a book or a table of contents for week 1, part of module 1. We'll go back here. So the learner will see that the material, the pages covered are Napoleon and German nationalism and unification. They'll see that they also have a weekly forum discussion and a weekly quiz that they'll be responsible for. And the case study introduction, it should be noted that when you see this, the learner will have to look out for an announcement, and under the announcements, the instructor will include a link to that case study introduction. The time for those online meetings will be agreed upon under the announcements as well. So for our very first page of content here, this will kind of serve as a sample of each page of the content. We'll have at least one video. They're about medium to long length, fairly detailed, mostly overlapping with the content to be read about in the page here, accompanied, so the pictures accompanying the texts, and also primary sources that will have to be read and will be essential to the discussions later. So each page of material is going to include videos, text, pictures, primary sources to be referenced later. So clicking next, we'll have our second page of material for this week, and we can go back to the table of contents and look, see where that happens. So just once again, a video, text, primary sources. So that's how each of the pages work, the pages of material. They're going to include videos, my own text, and primary sources. So the pattern repeats with each module. You're going to have your material leading into a weekly discussion. So the weekly discussion is what effect did Napoleon have on German national identity. The learners will be expected to know, expected to read the rubric for the discussions, which will outline, hey, you have to have your response to this prompt by Friday of the week, and also your two responses to a peer's reaction to this prompt by Friday. That can be seen in the rubric. So after your discussion, you're going to be greeted by a quiz, 10 points each. And we won't take the quiz, we'll just go straight on to week 2, and the pattern just kind of repeats, except for in week 2 we have a test. And our tests work very similar to our quizzes. We'll go ahead and skip to that. Of course, we have our 2 pages of material. The pattern always repeats: videos, text, pictures, primary sources, leading into a discussion, a quiz, and for this week, a test. So really, it's as simple as going on to next, and next for the student. The course will be completed, like I said, within 8 weeks. At the very end here we can see kind of an overview of the modules from start here, Rise of Imperial Germany, all the way down to the final module, 2 weeks, and culminating in the final case study. The case study will be a paper written in the APA style, and it is to compare a current civil conflict to the November Revolution, Module 3, which has been informed by Modules 1 and 2, Rise of Germany, and Germany during the Great War. So that is essentially the course in a nutshell. It has been a labor to work on, but it also been an incredible learning experience and a lot of fun. Thanks very much.